Hi everyone, I'm Jane from Shoebox Studio and I'm based in Secret Harbour in Western Australia. And today I wanted to give you a little update on how the Balingup Medieval Carnivale went for me. It's been a week, a little over a week since we went. Yep, I needed last week to recover. So I basically did nothing last week. I haven't touched clay yet since I've come back. It's on the to-do list, but yeah. So I'm currently uploading all the footage and photos and everything. My mum came with us and she took so many photos for me, so that's fantastic. So I'm just uploading that. It's taking its time. Oh no, it might have just went through. So I'm not sure exactly when I'll get this video up. So it could be another week yet. Don't know. We'll see. It could be 2 weeks after Balingup. We'll try and get it done before then. But yeah. So yeah, it went great. On Saturday we had perfect weather. It was just beautiful. The sun was shining, about 18 degrees. It was just so lovely. And then 18 degrees Celsius, that is. Sunday the weather took a bit of a turn, big turn, but I'll talk about that soon. So yeah, overall perfect weekend. So we left on the Friday. We left Friday morning at about, I think it was 9 o'clock. And it was about a 2-hour trip, nearly 2 hours to get there. So we took 2 vehicles, loaded them up. I wish I had got a photo of them because my car was loaded, plus my husband's work ute was loaded. I had Mummy in the car with me, and then my husband had the 3 kids with him. So yeah, it was a lot of stuff. There was 14 tubs, and they were 65-litre tubs, or 60 litre, something like that. What was it? 10 of them were stock, I think. So yeah, it was a lot. I was in major panic mode the week before, stressing like you would not believe. Poor Nat, she heard all about it. Nat from my Mud Magic heard all about my dramas, and my poor mum was here with me and just copping it all, and she just dealt with it like a trooper. And I felt terrible. My husband as well, everyone was just copying it because I was stressed, so stressed. I had some troubles with packing things, and I had some breakages, and but anyway, got it all packed, got away by 9 o'clock. We arrived in Balingup at about, it must have been, we got there at 12. Oh, that's right, because we stopped at a place called the Crooked Carrot on the way, and we just had a bit of a break there. That was about halfway. So we had a little break there, gave the kids a bit of a leg stretch, us a leg stretch, and then kept going to Balingup. So we got to Balingup just before 12. We were allowed to bump in from 12, but we were there a bit earlier, and they were happy that we were there early, so that was good. So we got in there. They didn't actually have us assigned sites, which was unusual. They had us assigned colours, like an area, so we were in the yellow area. Didn't know what that meant. But yeah, so when we got there, basically they said, oh, you can choose from this site, or this site. We had a 6x3, so they said these are the ones that'll fit you. And so we chose our site, which ended up being right by the entertainment tent, which was a lot of music all day, and most of it was great. Actually, it was all great music. Some of it got a little loud, as in we had trouble speaking over it to our customers, but it wasn't too bad. But it was all live music, and yeah, it was a lot of fun hearing all that, all medieval themed, so it really brought the atmosphere in. So we set up our gazebo and our tables on Friday. And we just sort of popped all the walls on the gazebo and just left it down at a lower level for us to come back the next day for Saturday to actually set up the stock. We didn't want to leave stock out. We left the stock there, but all in tubs, but didn't want to leave it out just in case there was wind and shook the tent or whatever. So we decided we'd just set up the stock the next morning. So yeah, then it was another hour to our destination, our actual accommodation, I should say. That's what I was trying to say. Because I apparently booked too late, even though I booked well before Christmas. Balingup was booked out. So we ended up in a place called Nannup, which was another hour away, through some really dodgy roads actually. But anyway, we got there. We got to this beautiful, the cutest little property you have ever seen. Oh, it wasn't little property, but so it was a property, and she had, I'm not sure how many cabins. You'll be able to see, I'll put some footage up. You'll be able to see in the video how many cottages. Apologies there, my SD card filled up, but I think I was saying, so yeah, there was a few little cottages on this property that she rented out as little accommodation. And so, yeah, and ours, we pulled up and the smoke was coming out of the chimney. She had the fire all going for us. There was chooks everywhere and she had a dog with her. And yeah, we went into the property, such an old little house. So she said one of the cottages there was built in 1867, something like that. I don't think ours was quite that old, but I don't know if it was far off that. Very creaky floors, all wooden floors, very up and down floors, but it was the cutest little place. And she was lovely. She left a whole heap of wood there for us for the fire and everything like that. Put heaters in all the rooms, oil heaters, so that was good because there was no central air conditioning or anything like that. So yeah, we basically, that night, what did we do? Well, actually, on the way to that little property, we stopped in Nannup, the actual town of Nannup, and had a little walk around there to see what was there food-wise and all that sort of thing. And they had a beautiful little tulip festival going on. So, yeah, well, not a tulip festival, what do they call it? A flower festival or something like that. Or it just finished or something. So everything was planted up with these beautiful tulips. Put some footage in here too of that. So that was really pretty. There wasn't a lot there though, so we weren't real sure what we were doing for dinner, but there was some options. Anyway, we got out to the cottage. We settled in out the cottage, unpacked everything, and sat for a little bit, just sort of stopped, or a little bit, well, sort of stopped. Didn't really stop that much because I had to keep going. I hadn't finished everything I needed to finish for the next day. Still hadn't got my square all set up properly and a few things like that. So I stayed home and did that while my husband and the kids went back into Nannup and picked us up some fish and chips for dinner. Brought that home and back to the cottage. We sat there and had that, it was nice, it was yummy. And then, yeah, I kept going for a little bit longer and eventually went to bed. Bed, that was fun. So I went to bed close to 10:30, 11. Woke up, I didn't realise the time, but I woke up at apparently 1:30 a.m. Woke up at that time to crazy sound, crazy noise. It sounded like there was a tribe of people running through the house. I thought the place was haunted. I thought, we've got ghosts. Wouldn't surprise me, there's got to be ghosts here. And I thought that's what was going on. And it was funny, I wasn't really scared. I thought it was quite funny. But then, yeah, my husband woke up as well and we worked out we had possums in the roof. And, they were so funny. Like, the sound they made sounded like they were running through the house. Turns out they were running through the roof, and the only way we could tell that it was them and not ghosts in our house was that we couldn't actually hear the floorboards creaking. It was just this scattering across the roof. So, yeah, he'd woken up about 2-ish, I guess. Anyway, I thought that we'd woken up and that it must have been, because I felt quite awake. I thought, it must be time to get up. We were getting up at like 5 a.m, so I thought, it must be time to get up. So I thought I'll just lie here and wait for the alarm now. Anyway, I'm lying there, I'm waiting and I'm waiting and waiting, and there's no alarm. Eventually, I thought, okay, because my watch and my phone was over my husband's side of the bed because it's the only power point. So I went over there and grabbed my watch. Turned out the time was, at that stage, 3:30 a.m. I'd been awake since 1:30, waiting for an alarm to go off. By this stage, I'm like, right, I could have been asleep all that time. I tried to go to sleep, to try to get some sleep because I knew I had a massive day Saturday. It didn't happen. So I was awake from 1:30 on Saturday morning. So I thought, this is going to be great. Anyway, so we got up at dark. It was still dark eventually when the alarm went off. Got the family up and we all set off back to Balingup. I'll put some more footage in here of the trip in because that was scary. The kangaroos on the road, oh my goodness, everywhere. So they were jumping all over the place. So you had to be careful because they're not smart animals, kangaroos, not very intelligent. They tend to try and jump into your car. So you've really got to watch them. So yeah, we had that, and then the windy, horrible road back into Balingup. But anyway, we got in there safely. No roos hit, thank goodness. And we started setting up stock. Again, I went into stress mode and my poor family was just copping it. The God, they're troopers. They just put up with me. They knew what I was going through. So yeah, we got it all set up. I had troubles letting them help me much because I knew what I wanted. So basically I just sort of tried to assign, because I'd written on all the tubs numbers, and I'd actually recorded that in my phone, what was in each tub. So I got them, called on them to grab the tubs for me, unwrap stuff, and then I sort of put it in place. Paul helped me a little bit, put some things in place. So we were all set up in plenty of time. Yeah, and it looked really good, and we got a photo this time, because last year I got no photos, 0 photos whatsoever. So we got several photos of the setup. So again, I'll insert footage. Yeah, so we're all set up, and at 10 a.m. the gates were due to open. But of course there was always the late store holders arriving, who had vehicles and things still in the grounds at that stage. Where we were was actually across from a food truck alley sort of thing. So there was all food trucks on the opposite side to us market stalls. And there was a food truck just coming in. And of course they couldn't let people in until all that was out of the way, because for safety reasons. So I think it was probably nearly 10:15 before they let people in. There was a line up at the gate, apparently, a massive line up. So yep, they opened the gates, let people in, and the mayhem began. Yeah, so Paul and I were running separate point of sales, all under my account, of course, but we had 2 point of sales. We were both running both those point of sales the whole time. Him on one, me on the other the whole time, all at once. And then my mum was helping wrap and things like that. It went off. It really went off. It was so busy. All the Blossom Dragon mugs, they were gone probably within the first couple of hours, I think. There was only 10 of them, so yeah, that sort of makes sense. But I had $87 or something. Yeah, $87 each on them. And yeah, they sold no problems. Yeah, and then I don't know what went next. It was a bit hard to keep track of what was going. The ghosty mugs, the black ghost mugs, they went really quick. All the mugs with transfers, we were just continuously topping them up, and they were gone before we knew it as well. The usual dragon mugs, so the ones that I had last year, I ended up coming home with 2 of them. Or came home with 4, but sold another 2 when I got home, directly when I got home anyway, to a lady who had already bought one and wanted more. So I did come home with a couple of them. I had 87 of them, I think, but I did come home with 4 minus 2 that were bought afterwards. What else went really well? The potion bottles went really well. I think I do have 1 or 2 potion bottles left. Yeah, none of the Blossom Dragons. Oh, the dragon eggs. So on day 1, the dragon eggs, I sold 1 at the end while we were packing up. I do actually think the guy bought it because he felt guilty for getting us to pull it out again, because we were packing up, like it was 5 o'clock. And yeah, it was time to pack up. So we're sort of packing up slowly. But the dragons was one of the first things I put away. And he came back, and he'd been there in the morning and asked about the Blossom Dragons. I'm like, no, they're all gone. He said, oh, what about the eggs? I'm like, they're here. I said, I can pull them out for you. And so I pulled them out, and he had a look. And I don't think he was quite ready for the prices. He didn't sort of complain or anything like that. But yeah, when he saw the price of that one, we had $150 on the smallest one, and he ended up choosing the smallest one. And I sort of said to him, look, you don't have to buy it. It's okay. It wasn't a hassle to pull it out. But no, he wanted it. So he took that plus some other things. It was nearly a $200 sale when we were packing up. There was so many people there and so many great costumes. So this is all on Saturday. Oh, our neighbour across from us at the French crepe van. They were so funny. So they were dressed in this purple velvet dress gown, and they had a wig on, and makeup I would describe about as thick as clay slip. And they were so loud, swore like a sailor, kept apologising for swearing, but they were so much fun. Just the loveliest person, and yeah, we really enjoyed having them across from us. They were yelling out to us the whole time, like, I cannot hear you, there's people everywhere, but yep, okay. And yeah, they were lovely. So by Sunday, they'd lost their voice from yelling out the day before. But yes, that was lots of fun. So yeah, we packed up and then we went and watched the show that's on afterwards, which is the burning of the dragon. So they build this paper mache and wood dragon, I think it is. And there's this whole ceremony. It's got a whole story to it and everything. Something about a witch and all this. The only I don't know if I'd call it a complaint, but it was very hard to get a seat where you could see what was happening down in that ring where the dragon was. Well, there was no seats, but even to get standing room to be able to see was really difficult. My husband had my younger son on his shoulders trying to see, and I had the camera above my head trying to see. That's the only way I could see anything. So that's probably the only sort of negative there was. It was really hard to see the show, and because we were one of the later ones there, of course, because we'd been packing up our gazebo, we didn't really get a good spot. But yeah, so that went on for quite a while, not quite as long as last year, thank goodness, because last year it went forever because they couldn't get the dragon lit because it was wet. This year it was a bit quicker. And then after that we were done. We were wrecked. We got some dinner because the food trucks were still open, so we grabbed some dinner there. We went and sat in our gazebo that we'd already pulled down to its lowest legs. We went and curled up in there and ate our dinner before we drove back to the cottage. So it was another hairy trip back to the cottage because again it was dark. There's kangaroos again and the windy road and all that fun stuff. Actually, we got a bit of rain that night too, I think. Got out to the cottage, got the fire lit and sort of just tried to relax for a little bit. Went to bed eventually, again about 10:30, 11. Managed to make it till 4 a.m. this time before the possums stirred. But they weren't too bad, so 4 a.m. we were getting up. I was getting up in a couple of hours anyway, so I stayed awake. But I actually was really pleased with 4 a.m. I thought, oh, that's good. I made it to 4 a.m. We went in a bit later on Sunday morning because we had no stock basically to set up. We sold most of it Saturday. So yeah, we didn't leave the cottage till it's about 6:30, 7 Saturday morning to get there at, yeah, must have been about 7:30 or 8, I don't know, somewhere around there. We got back to Balingup and struggled to set up for Sunday because I had no stock. I had nothing left, like really had zilch left. So my 6x3 gazebo reduced down to a 3x3 with one table that I struggled to fill. Well, no, it was a table and a half, but I sort of spread it over them just to take up space. But there was really very, very little left. So it looked a bit bare for Sunday's patrons, unfortunately, which I didn't like, but it was okay in the end because the rain started pouring down. Just as they were due to open, the rain pelted down, like absolutely pelted down. Discovered my gazebo wasn't totally waterproof, that we were still getting a shower through our gazebo roof, like a sprinkle. We were still feeling a sprinkle because it was just so heavy. Next thing, our gazebo flooded and we were all in this much water. So that was fun. Wet feet to start the day, not the best way. It's freezing cold. There was a bakery place across from us and they had no walls on their tent. They got hammered with the water, the rain coming in on them. We thought, oh gosh, but we managed to find a spare wall to give them to use. But by that stage, they were drenched, poor girls. Apparently, a couple of gazebos blew away in that. Another one collapsed under the weight of the rain on the top of their gazebo. We got lucky. We were all standing there holding the tent down. Again, you're probably watching footage of that now. I'm just realising how much this is going to be to edit. My goodness. Chucking all this footage and photos in. But yeah, it was wet and it wasn't pleasant. It was not nice. It rained last year, like 2024 as well. But it was sort of these showers and there was breaks between them. And it sort of wasn't too bad. But this year, yeah, Sunday, it pelted down. So thank goodness most of the people came Saturday because it was predicted to rain Sunday. Not like it did. It wasn't predicted to storm like it was a storm. There was thunder, there was lightning, which we did wonder if they were going to actually shut it down at that stage because usually at a market over here anyway, once there's lightning, they shut it down because it's too dangerous with all the gazebos. But no, they didn't shut it down. They kept persisting. They were out, like the organisers were out with shovels and like the ends of hammers digging drains to try and get water away from people's tents. Because we had this much in our tent. Some people were like this in theirs. So we were doing all right, really. Anyway, that slowed it down. So it wasn't a busy day Sunday. Still did a decent amount of sales Sunday, which I'll go through. I am going to go through all the figures with you as well. Yeah, but so quieter one Sunday, and we were tired. We were done, and we knew we had to pack up that afternoon and drive all the way home to Secret Harbour. But anyway, it stopped raining for us to pack up. It rained most of the time, most of the day for the event. They had to cancel a lot of the things they had planned, like a lot of the night fights and all that sort of thing they couldn't do anymore. The sword fights and all that sort of thing. So everything moved to the tent that was behind us, like all the entertainment that could be moved there went there. So it was action all day behind us because it was a big tent and undercover. Yeah, so it did slow it down, and yeah, a lot, but that's all right because I didn't have much stock anyway. And by the end of Sunday, I really had hardly any stock. I went with 9 or 10 tubs and came home with less than half a tub of stock. And that was pulling out stuff I didn't even plan to display, like use at that festival because it didn't fit the theme. But I had to because I had nothing else left. Anyway, we got packed up. The rain stopped for us to pack up mostly, so that was good. We just had to pack everything wet though. That was the only problem. We, got packed up, got the cars packed up, and then it was a long drive home. So yeah, we got away from there at about, it wasn't too bad, because it finished at 3 that day, and I think we got out of there by 4. So we were home just after 6, I think it was, so that wasn't too bad. But I came home and collapsed. We all did. We just came home and collapsed on the lounge. What did we have for dinner? I don't even remember. I was out of it by that stage. I think we got takeaway or something. I don't know what we did. I was done. And I was done for the rest of the week. So was Mum. Monday we did nothing. We sat on the lounges, did nothing. Oh, Mum, being Mum, doing washing and all sorts for me. I'm like, Mum, I can't move. And she's like, that's all right. She's doing it all. But anyway, so Monday did nothing. Tuesday I took Mum out to lunch to say thank you. And then Wednesday Mum left to go back to Queensland. But anyway, so yeah, that was the weekend. So lots of fun. Oh, it's the best atmosphere. It's absolutely fantastic. The people, like everyone, the customers, everyone. My prices, no one bought, like, batted an eyelid at them. They really actually, I thought they were great. Oh, I did come home still with my castle, my dragon castle. So he's still with me. And I came home with one of my eggs because I broke it. So I sold 2 of the 3 eggs, but came home with 1 because, I broke it. And Blossom Dragons all sold. I'll have to do more of them next year. But overall, it was such a great weekend. So much fun. Mum loved it. She had a ball. I'm so excited for next year already. I've already booked in another couple of different medieval events, which are new here, so brand new. So they won't be as big as Balingup, but that's okay. I'm loving this atmosphere of this medieval, and especially making dragons. So yeah, how about we go through some figures? So I know not everyone's interested in these, so if you're not interested, don't watch them, that's fine. And as when other people talk about their figures, they do say, just remember everyone's different, or there's different demographics where you are. One person's big day might be another person's small day, and there's nothing wrong with that. So just take these figures with a grain of salt. I just wanted to share them with you because it was really successful, and you guys have all been a part of it leading up to it, seeing all my pieces coming out of the kiln. And so I wanted to let you know how I did. So I have my phone in front of me with my square report. So the Saturday, so August 23, the day 1 of Balingup, I did 9,200 $254.35. It's giving me goosebumps thinking about it again. So, oh, yep, I am getting goosebumps. So last year I did 7,000 for the weekend, for Saturday and Sunday. This was just Saturday, $9,254.35. There was 204 sales, average sale being $45. Yeah, our biggest sales time was about lunchtime, sort of 12-ish. We had a lot of cash sales, $1,581 cash, and then the rest was card. Don't think I did any afterpays this time, which is fine by me because they end up costing me. They charge different, but anyway. So just to sort of break down the top categories. So the Dragon LSMs, I call them, so that's large squat mugs. That won't mean anything to you, that just means something to me. So that's the mugs, I'll put a picture up with the Dragon applique on the front. The ones I had 86 or 87 of. So I did over $3,000 in them, which was 65 of them I sold, plus I sold 2 more when I got home. Which doesn't add up because I think when my mum did a couple of sales and probably my husband, they weren't actually putting them all under that category, so the numbers aren't quite right. Just regular mugs, I did 54 of them, over 2 grams worth of them. The transfer mugs are the ones with the prints on them, $1,100 worth of them. The actual dragons, so my sculptures and my Blossom dragons, they were over $1,000 worth. And then the next one was the black clay mugs, so that was the ones with the ghosts and things on them. They were $823 worth. So yeah, that was absolutely nuts, and I was so thankful and so grateful for everyone that came and saw me and helped me reach that amount. It was crazy. So yeah, then Sunday, so as I said, Sunday went quiet because it was raining, but I still did $1,107 worth of sales. So it was still 29 sales, big difference to 204 the day before, but with an average sale of about $38 but that was mainly because I was down to stock that I didn't even think I'd be pulling out at Balingup. So it was just my usual mugs and all that sort of thing. So yeah, the categories mugs will be the first top one. Oh, it was still the dragons because I still had a few of the dragon applique mugs. So they still came in at the top category. And then I did sell a dragon egg that day. And then actually I had some jewellery. I'd forgotten to really put it towards the front. So I had little mushroom pendants on little leather, not leather, but I don't know, black cord necklaces. They went really well on the Sunday. And then yeah, it was just my regular mugs and some trinket plates that I hadn't even pulled out on the Saturday. So yeah, that was Sunday. So still on a very, very quiet, what seemed quiet, $1,107. So that made my total for the weekend, I'm not doing maths in my head, I'm looking at this, $10,361.85. $10,361.85. That blows my mind. It's actually making me feel emotional thinking about it because I had a dream goal of 10,000 and I thought, nah, it's a dream goal. And yeah, to do it, nearly do it on the Saturday, yeah, so grateful, so grateful to everyone. It made the stress, the weeks of stress or months of stress, but the last couple of weeks were the most stressful, all worth it. And I'm forever grateful to everyone that came along and saw me at Balingup. And those that have been in contact since, I've had inquiries about wholesale from 3 different places. I've had custom order requests, which I'm not taking on at the moment, but I'm just going to make some more of the pieces and show them photos and they'll have first choice. But I'm not going to take actual custom at the moment because I've got a lineup of custom orders that I got before Balingup that I need to get done. Yeah, so all sorts have come from it. I found another Medieval Carnival to attend on the Easter weekend next year, down that way as well in Bustleton. Met some wonderful people. Just, yeah, it was so good, so fun. And next year I might have some other special guests joining me. I won't spoil that yet, but yeah, might be a few more people joining me next year. Already booked the accommodation, did that before I left this time. Before I left for Balingup, we booked accommodation for next year, not even knowing the dates, just hoping they were the same. And luckily they are. We asked the organisers and they are the same dates, they work about the same weekend. So we have booked accommodation for next year and we are in Balingup. So yeah, not so far to travel in and out in the mornings. Yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. I hope you've enjoyed all the footage I've hopefully managed to edit in here. As I said, this may come out a little later than now. Maybe still a little further away because I don't know, you can't see, but this is all the footage I have to edit to put in. So yeah, we'll see how we go with that. Well, footage and photos. Because Mum took a whole heap for me. I had some, actually I've still got some footage off my daughter. Abby was taking footage for me as well. It's going to be a job. I don't really like editing that much. But I promised you guys I'd put this together for you. So you will see it eventually. Well, you're seeing it now. So you are seeing it now. You're watching me now. But anyway. Okay. I'm doing it again. I'm doing what I do after my kiln unloads. Just keep talking. My mouth doesn't want to stop. But that's because I love chatting to you guys. And I feel like you're all here with me and I can chat to you about these things. So yeah, if you do have any questions about anything to do with the medieval fair or just markets in general, whatever, ask down below. I'd love to hear from you, so any comments and that would be great. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you for a kiln opening. It'll be a while because, as I said, I haven't touched clay, but I do have to do one before the 12th September. So there'll be one before the 12th September with something in it. Okay, but thank you everyone for being here. I hope you can find a way to get some creativity into your day today. And I hope it is beautiful wherever you are. It is stunning here today and yesterday. Been gorgeous. Yeah, and so much love.